Hello guys, and welcome back to Power and Revolution 2020 edition with our Israeli playthrough here. In the last episode, the war between Pakistan and Iran continued, mainly just fighting alongside the border, going back and forth between who's winning and who's gaining ground. At the end of the last episode, we went through with the final part of the personality cult to try to solidify our new dictatorship, and also we got an alert that an actual terrorist attack was about to be made by the Palestinian Liberation Front. Now, we still only have the one guy. We don't see anybody else in this organization. We tried arresting him already, but we had to release him because we didn't have any evidence, which is weird because I have put the justice system under state control, and I would think I would be able to imprison anybody that I want. But apparently you can't do that. He's my only guy. Last time we looked at him, he talked to his brother about suicide. He made inquiries on where to get a van, and I think that's it. Now he withdrew a large sum of money, and he's rented a van. If that doesn't sound like a terrorist attack, then I don't know what does. So I'm just going to go try to arrest him again, because that's the only chance I really have. It's the only chance I really have. What is this? Pakistan. Conflict averted. Following the ultimatum by Afghan head of government, the authorities have withdrawn all of our armies. So I think Iran and Pakistan have been trespassing on Afghanistan just as part of their little war. Maybe some missiles flying over, maybe stepping troops over because AI pathfinding told them to do it. Looks like that was our man. He was the head of the organization.
Seems we were right.
That's awesome.
This was the head of the organization as confirmed by evidence taken.
Okay, cool. We also got a meeting with the leader of Iceland. I set this up at like the very end of the last episode, and I think I did it off screen. She asked for the meeting with me. She would like to purchase fowl. Everyone wants to purchase fowl. Everybody wants to purchase fowl. Nobody just says hello just to get to know me. Everyone just wants to purchase fowl. Well, let's see what you're willing to purchase it for. I'll give you a deal. The question is, how much of a deal? What the fuck? That's an amazing price. That is literally an amazing price. That is right next to your purchase price. That's way higher than my sales price. It's a very teeny tiny amount, but I'll fucking take it, man. Yeah, thanks. You don't want coffee? You don't like me that much? Alright, well. Thank you for the business. Apparently, the ecologists think I'm making no effort to combat climate change despite my insane amount of spending on new solar power, because, I don't know, environmentalists are hypocrites and pieces of shit. I guess, because I've literally spent more billions on putting up solar power and getting rid of biomass, and soon even fossil fuel energy, as my budget allows, more than I even earn in a year. Which we're trying to pay off my debt, by the way, ecologists. Maybe you haven't heard about that. My file was accepted in OSED. Nice. I applied to OSED at the end of the last episode. You're just reminding me that family people like me. 14,200 demonstrators have taken over the street and decided that they wanted me to gun them down. I mean, appear on television and convince them to very kindly stop it. Alcohol and driving is none of your business. We thwarted the attack by the Palestinian Liberation Front. Nice. The right-hand man of the Liberation Front's leader was killed. Okay. Oh, interesting. It shortens it to PLF. I wonder if it's like coded to do that, or if this is like some sort of unique organization. Wait, what? Perpetrated an attack in front of National Assembly's walls. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that got fixed. A lot of our police spending, if it was maxed out here, is no longer maxed out because unifying with Palestine does things like that. Let's max out the cybersecurity task force here. I'm sure some people might like that. At the very least, characters might like it, and also cybersecurity protection is pretty important. So my TV appearance was decisive and respected, so that's good. The law on the personality cult has finally gone through completely. We now have all 3 pieces of the personality cult, which I believe just gets people more used to living in a dictatorship. The more rights you strip, The more used to it they get, the less they complain. To get some popularity back, let's put 2 more stars into culture and heritage. Looks like Egypt had a pretty massive earthquake there. We got a scientific discovery. Lancer, Spatial Lord. Knowledge of space propulsion, master of light rockets. We have the capacity of selling over 20 tons into low orbit. Okay, so this is not something we want to patent. If I remember correctly, is this medium rockets? Do we just get medium rockets, but it has like a really weird name? Let's find out. Launch a space. This is the easiest way I know how to check. Earth, and let's look at medium to heavy rockets. Yes, we have unlocked medium and heavy rockets. This technology was single-handedly stopping us from really doing anything in space by ourselves. We had light rockets, we had a satellite, but everything else, like a space telescope, needed medium and heavy rockets rather than just light rockets. Living in space needs some stuff we don't have, like construction of a habitation module. I guess that's this. But this needs... Oh no, this is space station. Whoops. Space habitation module. Needs medium to heavy rockets. Needs return to Earth. Another research we don't have. Manned mission. Something we don't have. Etc, etc. There's still stuff getting in our way, to say the very least. But we can actually get a space program going for once. The medium to heavy rocket one. I think I'll go ahead and do it. Israel is, I can spell, into space. Because this is the first one we are actually going to run. We're going to put it up at $1 billion US. And we'll see if anyone actually wants to join us. Probably not. But we're still going to see. So let's create that. And see how it goes. Oh, and some famous person died and is having a funeral. Well, that's a shame. Let me go into services real quick. And let's get that anti-sleep molecule up to state involvement just for the time being. We're not necessarily going to try to activate it because I don't know that we even can activate it because I think that's something the US made. And probably the US is making. Wait, okay, top. Okay, yes, the US is making almost the entire world's supply here. Ooh, international organization bonus. Because we got OSED membership, we actually got a pretty nice popularity bonus there. We got some other stuff too. Partial dismantlement of the Palestinian Liberation Front. Because we were dismantling it as well. Why does it still show me as having troops in it? So this is just from arresting the guy. We haven't started dismantling it. We're just infiltrated right now. Huh. And it's definitely smaller. Not by like half, but
most of the
by a good amount.
Rebellious movement were arrested.
What?
And our men are dispersing the latest rebels with batons.
What?
We have the situation well in hand at present.
What do you mean arrested? I never ordered the police to go in there. I am confused. We have perfected the fragrant fabric. This is a research that you usually get at the start of the game if you play as someone like the US or China. I will patent that because that just affects like clothing and stuff. We also had a little over $2 billion cash surplus after that quarter, so you could definitely tell our income has gone down or our spending went way up for that quarter. Probably a little bit of both. So we passed into a new quarter. We got a crazy high growth rate, just crazy high. I am just kind of waiting for cyber attacks to come into existence. I'm waiting for certain things to happen at the moment, so I'm not actually doing a lot. Let's take a look at this in funding. Okay, so everybody wants me to pay them to take part due to their advanced technology compared to what I have. So I'm going to finance 100% of this myself. We are going to launch whenever it is advisable to launch. Estimated, no, I don't want that much failure. I want no failure. Wow, we really have to go into the future for this, don't we? What the fuck? That's not okay. This needs more money. This needs more money thrown at it. Let's do that. Get this out of here. Modify. Oh. All of a sudden, zero risk of failure, right? Okay, no, this is still at 2025. So it's definitely different, though. Let's see where we can get it. Okay, 2025. So somewhere in 2025 with this budget, which is fine. I'm not in too much of a rush because we don't have any other space technology. Alright, the 4th month, let's put on the 10th day of 2025. Approve the program, medium to heavy rockets, Israel into space. That's a little bit out there, but hey, it's a good thing. Oh, hey, look, and I got a boost. I'm up at 100 now due to space research and public finances. That's awesome. And it looks like space research was the biggest part of it. Sweet. I didn't think I'd get such an immediate thing. House sector's not doing so well. Well, the house sector can shut the fuck up. It's okay. I'm about to destroy my popularity. Alright, we're gonna do it. Criticism of the state, from respectful of institutions to subject to censorship. This is going to hurt. So, here's the pain, 7.7%. Not as bad as I expected. Really, really not as bad as I expected, if I'm being honest. But it may be because we probably had a hidden value over 100%, and we took away whatever that value was, too. Let's see what we can do to get it back up to snuff. Well, that was my first game crash in the 2020 edition. About 20 hours of gameplay, I think. However many episodes we are in so far, and there you go. There's my first ever crash. I am not very happy that my game crashed. My motivation to launch this game back up right now is not as high as it could be. But we're going to load and thank the gods that I have autosave turned on to once a month, and we were halfway through the month, which is probably the literal worst. No, it's not the worst, but it's 50% the worst possible time to get a game crash. At least that's the only bug, right? Right? We're getting back into the game here. Okay, so we're gonna have to redo everything that happened up until this point. I don't even remember what I did. So I've redone a lot of what happened since we crashed, the space program, yada yada. I was looking around for my airport. That's what happened when it crashed. And I just found it. And no wonder I can't find it. At the start of the game, Israel literally has an airport built inside of another city. A player cannot do this. Why does it start out like that? Man, I don't know. I wonder if one reason I'm getting economic growth is because of my massive increase in solar-powered electricity and the profits and etc. that it is generating. It could very well be the case. I'm not exactly sure. I am going to place down another solar plant somewhere that it lets me. Somewhere over here. I saw it. Okay. Right here. Let's place that bitch down there. Another solar plant building just to keep up with our electrical needs. Some more of our solar plants have already finished building, so as you can see, we have an increased national production again, back up to 60. Our consumption still going up, though. Still going up. I'm going to dismantle 7 of these fossil energy plants. 27 million over 5 years. I told it 7, and it's dismantling 6. Let me try to get the coal sector up and running again, because I skipped this because of the price at first, but I'm going to do this. Is it really that much? Yeah, okay, well, we'll just add 1 manpower to that, see if we can get it up and running. It didn't actually consume that much, so I don't know what the deal is with that price. I just like to be careful about it just in case, because one bad public finance hit is enough to destroy your entire country in this game. Another thing I'm going to do, which may be a little unpopular, is I'm going to... What is this? Alright, do not remember that response. He just replaced someone in my cabinet that I guess is gone. I'm going to legislate self-driving vehicles to allow the testing on our highway systems. That allows our industry to start making these and selling them abroad. It does not allow them to start being used in our country. The reason I haven't done it is because the people don't tend to like it. But it is good for the economy, it is good for all sorts of things. And I see our electric vehicles are already up to almost 10%. This is part of the reason why our electricity is going up so much. Because look at the percentage of vehicles that are now electric, especially compared to the start of the game. this would make it even worse. But this can only go so high. So as long as I keep up with it, we're good. But I have a mess of solar plants. I've never built quite like this. But I usually have a lot of territory that's good for onshore wind plants, and that's usually what I go with. Okay, so our country just doesn't have enough coal. So coal falls into the same ballpark as some of these other industries. So we're going to get that just brought down to involvement. What is this? My conscience does not allow me to be part of your government. Your political lines have diverged very much from mine. Do you accept my resignation? Sure. I accept your resignation. I will replace you. You know what? I'm going to change my political party. These centrist parties they don't like me. They're not very good for me. The extreme left and extreme right ones are the ones that really like me. Like the communists, and then the extreme right parties are the ones that like me. Socialists likes me a good amount. Oh yeah, these socialists really like me. But the center right, the conservative rightists, all of these guys hate me. So we are going to change parties. To which party? Let's see, the Israeli Grand Party of Jews. We can go with the Israeli Workers' Party. We can go with the Israeli Judaic Alliance and the National Judaic Movement. So these seem more religion-oriented, whereas this is just generic communist. Means of the production belong in the hands of the people. Whoa, why don't we have food anymore? It's almost like we have a full century of proving communism doesn't work. Even the remaining communist countries in the world no longer use communism because it didn't work for them. Like China, one of the last bulwarks of communism, and they're experiencing massive economic growth after embracing capitalism. Anyway, I guess we'll go with one of these religious groups. This one has more popularity, but I prefer this one's symbol. It's got like that, you know, that Jewish logo in it. It's not as popular, but I like its logo better. I mean, this is also a cool logo as well. I don't know. Why am I picking my political party based off of logos? The world may never know. Maybe I'll just... yeah, I don't know. How do I change parties? Oh, but you know what? If I do that, I'm not going to have all this money. That sucks. Fuck it. I don't need it. I've already done all the polling I need to do. Look at this shit. Can I form my own party? Royalist, authoritarian, military, right, center, center left, communist, extreme left. Can I join a party that just doesn't exist? I'd love to try it, but I'm sure I can't take it back if I do try. Yeah, no one's represented in parliament except these guys, and that's my fault. Alright, let's join the Israeli... you know what, fuck it, let's just... fuck, I don't know. I already forget their names. Israeli Grand Party of Jews. Let's join that. Change political parties. The Israeli Grand Party of Jews. Yeah, I was going to pick the wrong one. Whoops. IGPJ. That's a hell of a thing. Investment budget available. That is so teeny tiny it hurts. I almost don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this now that I see that. Fuck. Why are you down in your little portrait? Oh man, my agent got murdered? Damn, I waited too long. I was hoping I could get to a month. And you know what? I may have gotten to a month, but 1 month was like a few days too long. So I guess I have to try this again. Let's place you under surveillance. I'm sure you're the leader. I just have to wait till I hear something before I can take you down. Oh well, we make mistakes. I don't know. I don't want to give up I don't want to give up that money. And the money's to the party. It's not my money, which kind of sucks. But oh well. Maybe I'll just, in the future, I'll just start appointing people from those other parties for the time being. I kind of want to just dissolve the parliament and have an election for it, but I don't care about it. Oh no. We have a plague epidemic. Not surprising, there was a plague epidemic in Lebanon recently. I guess we will wait to see the damage. We'll wait to see the damage. Apparently, whoever went missing in our government was a mole for some foreign power. I don't know which one. Let's boost up our counterintelligence spending now that we have discovered that. How about that? Let's also bump up our cyber analyst to 500. And we'll work on other things another time. Let's see. Oh, there's this. Incubation period is 5 days on average, therefore it may spread quickly. Quarantine zone, whatever. Weekly cost of 17 million. Do you want to enforce a quarantine zone in Jerusalem? Yeah, sure. Go ahead, quarantine that bitch. The army is still complaining to me about their lack of troops. Shut your mouth. We are almost at 750 commandos, so let's bump this up to 1,000. That's the little lucky number that I'm trying to get. 1,000 commandos. Enough to basically bum rush Monaco if I want. Because that could get me into NATO. If I get into NATO, I may be allied with a lot more countries, get a lot more friends, you know? I also want to get into Russia's alliance. Is that weird? I want to get into Russia's alliance and the anti-Russian alliance because I've never seen them fight each other. So I just don't see what you could lose by being in both. You'd get so many allies. So apparently, I have already been excluded from OSET again due to my dictatorial stuff. The Minister for Foreign Affairs, super upsetty about it. He wants to quit. He's a little depressed right now. I guess we shouldn't try to join any of these organizations anytime soon. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to make my own economic market. My own economic treaty. I don't know what it's going to accomplish because this part of the game is so poorly explained. There's like no Wikipedia, anything about it. There's nothing about it really in the tutorial. So let's call it the Israeli market. The IM. And we will put the organization headquarters in the city that's right outside Jerusalem, rather than actually in Jerusalem. And let's give the Secretary General your standard US president term length. I don't know what the budget of these things actually does. That's one of the most confusing thing about making your own organization is I just don't know what the budgets do. So I'm just going to give myself no contribution to the budget. I'll make everyone else provide literally the lowest amount, 0.01% of the budget. I don't know what that will do. I don't know if I should just pump it up to max. The game doesn't tell you. And I have never met anybody that actually knows what this does. You could speculate that it increases the efficiency of the organization, but what does that even mean? What is the efficiency of the organization? I don't know. So we are just going to create this as is. The Israeli market, create it. Let's go. It's my market. I must name a Secretary General. Party empower other parties. Let's go to other parties because my party hates me so much. Let's go find some extreme right-wing motherfuckers. You're extreme right-wing motherfuckers. Alright. You. Anastasia Zimger. Yeah. You are going to be... You're 35. You're going to be the leader of this economic market. There you go. Secretary General takes office. I can try my very best to serve the interests of the organization. I am glad. What available position do we have? The information. Information? Is that like... Isn't that our Secret Service? No. I don't know what information is. Why is his fucking portrait just constantly non-aligned now? I don't know. But let's appoint someone myself. And let's take another far-right person so we don't get any more of these centrist right people in here. We don't have a lot of options. Oh no, we have more than it looked like. It's just, they're placed really weird. Let's try to suck up to the party that I want to end up joining eventually. Let's get... Wow, your popularity is not very good, is it? No. Well, I'm going to get you, Benny Ashvich. Ashvich. Here you go. Oh, you're more popular already now that you've been appointed to government. Congratulations. Welcome to the government. We have a plane, an American plane crashing into my fucking city, and it just phased out of existence before it could 9/11 the Middle East. Thank God. I'm going to raise the maximum school age by 1 more year so that our people must stay in high school until they are about 17. After that, they are free to leave and join the workplace, just like teens in America. May end up getting it to 18, but I do want to bring it up another year. Looks like that gave us a little bonus. Or something gave us a little bonus. I don't know what yet. It's doing this weird delayed thing again. Another thing I'm going to do is come over here into immigration and regulate the foreign nationals' voting rights for local elections from unconditional right to vote for all foreign nationals to simply voting rights for foreign nationals with time conditions. Make it a little less generous. I'm sure our right wing would very much like that. Who knows, maybe my own party would like me a bit better if I did something like that. That gave me a 4.3% bonus. Sovereignty. Happiness from integration and anti-racism. That's really weird. And controlled immigration. Now, that's really weird that they all liked that because those are opposing sides. But because this is still such a generous thing, I guess that's why they both liked it, and it definitely helped. What is this? The epidemic keeps spreading. We have the opportunity to buy antibiotics that could help us limit the epidemic. The cost is $6.62 to treat each affected individual. We currently have 2,237 infected people. How much do you wish to spend on the purchase of medication, Mr. President? Now this is, that's not a lot. Let me do some math. I've done some math, and it turns out the price to do this should only be $14,808.94. But this value is entered in millions. So how do I turn this into like 20,000? So can I add a dot? I can. So 0.1 million. This is a tenth of a million. That's 100,000. Add a 0 and you have 10,000. So let's do 0.02 and that should be 20,000. Yeah? I think so. So that should help, right? Esther Zimian died overnight due to the disease. The Minister of Tourism dies to the disease. Wow. Oof. I guess I'll attend the ceremony. Yeah, that's kind of fucked. Dude, I took a look and our life expectancy is going down still, like rapidly, despite my amazing healthcare system. I don't quite understand it. It just all started when we took over Palestine. Our population per medical doctor and hospital bed are still way better than the rest of the world. Like, we're way better off, is what I mean to say. Our child mortality is going up as well. But diseases and stuff like that are not going up. Deaths by drug use are going up. But that seems like more of a police thing. Whoa, automation employment. Oh yeah, they're unhappy because I am legalizing the testing of, what's it called? Self-driving vehicles. Plague epidemic, 89 dead, 52 infected by the disease. So, okay, so it's going to increase. But it seems so little. Progression stopped. Okay, cool. It's done. It's gone.
The decree takes effect as of today.
Okay. You know, I'm kind of surprised that during that whole thing, we never really got to use this stuff. This is for the Corona stuff, for the main scenario of the game, not the version we're doing. And it's weird. You'd think you'd get to use it during an epidemic, but they did not actually integrate it into their current epidemic system.
We have resisted the attack. The protection systems, especially in companies, are up to date. Very few victims to report overall.
Okay, someone tried to cyber attack my country. Again. Those sons of fucking bitches. Thank God I'm increasing my cyber analyst. Let me go ahead and just toss another star into cryptography and cybersecurity. I'd like to make sure that that definitely never happens. Thank you very much. Another available position. All my cabinet is either dying or quitting right now, and I don't even know why. I mean, that guy just died. Let's get another guy for this. So let's see. Let me take a look at my own party real quick, because who knows? Maybe they're gonna like me more with these changes I'm making. No, they mostly all hate me. It's a pretty big party, and pretty much everybody in it hates me, except, wait, where was that? You don't hate me. Alright, I pick you. You get to be the new Minister for Tourism. So we now know who was responsible for it. It was the Japanese criminal organization. Just a generic one. So some criminal organization in Japan was responsible. I haven't looked at Iran in a while. Let's take a look at the situation. So this city's under attack by Pakistan. Doesn't look like Pakistan's going to win, but they've definitely arrived in a lot of force. They're skipping this military base. They have captured Zahedan. I saw what looked like a plane that fired this missile. Both sides are still exchanging many missiles. This military base is damaged. But it seems like the war is progressing pretty slowly. Turkey and Iran now have a conflict. Are you fucking kidding me? Another just small thing. I'm sure it won't escalate. Just some friendly fire, miscommunication. Let's see the total death toll at the moment. Okay, wow, the numbers have gone up by about another 100,000 on each side. And the infantry numbers are not replenishing themselves. None of these numbers are replenishing themselves. Both sides are losing at rates that they cannot keep up with. They just cannot keep up with these losses. They are losing like crazy. I wonder if this war will actually go to like a climax, or if one of them's just going to eventually give up. Because I feel like one of them just has to give up eventually. Imagine if they did go all the way with this little war here, though. They're definitely recruiting more soldiers. There's more soldiers in the capital here, which means they are constantly recruiting more soldiers. Maybe more career soldiers. I don't know if they pulled out reservists or anything yet. I'd imagine so. They can also mobilize the country, but that would just leave their countries further and further in ruin. The Pakistani leader's popularity has been nosediving ever since the start of this war. Otherwise, the country's looking alright. Iran's economy was shit right off the bat. It's shit now. Not much has changed, and he's not very popular either. These two countries at war, not very popular. We haven't seen any foreign forces directly involved yet, but we could take a look. Pakistan with Turkey. Yeah, I'm not seeing much fighting between any of the others. Pakistan and China. No, it's mainly just Pakistan versus Iran, despite all these other countries getting involved. Kind of weird. Anyway, that is a nice full episode. I hate that it crashed, but we've moved on. So long as that doesn't become a common thing, we are good to keep going. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.